everyone. Thanks for joining us today for the Athabasca University MBA webinar session. My name is Farid Norden. I'm the Manager of Strategic Recruitment and Enrollment for Effective Business. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay and that you can see the screen, the title slide of the presentation. So if you can hear me okay, please send a quick note in the chat on your screen so we can get started. Just wanna maybe, okay, I see Saida there. Saida, if you can just type in a few words in the chat box to make sure that you can see me okay and you can hear me, that would be great. All right, thank you for that input. Before we get started, I also want to say that you can download the slide deck from this presentation by going to the attachments or materials section on your screen. There's a PDF file of the presentation that you can download for your reference. We will also send you a copy of this presentation after today. So you'll have a copy of it regardless, but if you need it, you can go to the materials section and download the PDF. All right. Um, Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge that Athabasca University is Canada's open university, and we are proud to welcome a diversity of learners from all over the world. We respectfully acknowledge that we live and work on the traditional lands of the Indigenous peoples of Canada. We honor the ancestry, heritage, and gifts of Indigenous peoples and give thanks to them. As we gather today, Shannon and I particularly are in Treaty 6 territory, encompassing 17 First Nations, including the Dene Sulene, Cree, Nakota Sioux, Saulteaux, and Métis peoples. Feel free to share where you're listening from today by using the chat on the screen. All right, let's see now. Okay, thank you for that note. I just want to then go on to the next slide. Again, my name is Farid Nordin. I've been with Athabasca University for over 11 years now, primarily in the MBA program, in marketing, alumni relations, and now in recruitment. And you know, we are here to help you have a better understanding of the MBA program, the benefits of the program, why it's unique compared to the other MBA programs out there, and we are here to assist you with that. And joining me today is my colleague, Shannon LaRose, who's an academic advisor for the Faculty of Business. Shannon will walk you through the MBA admissions criteria, the application package, and other information. So good morning, Shannon, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Farid. And I apologize for my voice. I have a little bit of a cold today, so but I'm happy to be here and welcome everyone. Looking forward to providing information about the MBA program for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. And same as Shannon, I'm also a bit under the weather, but we can do this, not a problem. Okay, last but not least, we have our MBA Program Director, Dr. Marta Massi, joining us today. So Marta is an assistant professor at Trent University in Canada. She also has been an assistant professor at the Catholic University of the Sacred Heart, Italy, and a lecturer at McGill University. Good morning, Marta. Welcome. I'm so glad you could join us today.
Thank you, Farid. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar.
Great, thank you. So if you have any questions specifically about the program, this is a good opportunity as because you know the program director is here. So this is a great opportunity for you to ask any questions. Okay, so let's get to the beginning of this presentation. Here's a snapshot of who Athabasca is. We are a Canada's open university. Um, our open policy removes barriers to post-secondary education and improves the quality of educational opportunities for adult learners worldwide. This is what makes us unique. We have been a university since 1970. We are a publicly funded university reporting to the Ministry of Advanced Education of Alberta. We are also an ASSB accredited university, which means only 6% of the world's top business schools have this prestigious and important accreditation. Particularly for the MBA program, we remove the GMAT or GRE requirements, which we find that as a barrier to entry. Our 4 entry routes and 3 intakes a year also reflect the flexibility of the program. On average, the MBA students are about 35 years old, and the gender ratio is about 50-50 between male and female. A majority of our students come from Alberta, Ontario, and BC. And as I mentioned, we don't require the GMAT or GRE, and also we don't have an international tuition premium should you are listening in from outside of Canada. So that is a good note to have. Also to highlight that we were the world's first online MBA program that we launched back in 1994. So we were the first as a pioneer in this space, in this field of an online MBA program. And of course, as an MBA student, your the purpose of doing an MBA is for personal and career growth and to unlock opportunities such as networking, career, and self-advancement. Okay. Oops. Here are 5 key advantages of the online AU MBA program. As I mentioned before, first and foremost is the flexibility of the program. So what does it really mean? Our program is delivered through the internet asynchronously, which means that you can do this program anywhere, anytime, without the hindrance of having to be on campus or have to be in front of your computer at any given time. That's what asynchronous is all about. The flexibility comes um, from not having to follow any time zones. Flexibility also comes in your engagement with us in terms of the 3 annual intakes a year. It is not a lockstep program. So you could start with one cohort and end the program with another cohort. So that actually gives you more opportunity to network and connect with other students in your program. Per me, we also offer flexibility in tuition payments such as pay as you go. So you don't have to pay all of your tuition all at once. There's no classroom time. It's not a typical lockstep program. The program fits around your life and your schedule. But keep in mind there are fixed deadlines and assignments that you have to submit. But other than that, when and where is entirely up to you. Another benefit of the program is it is a full MBA program. So the program is 48 credits. Um, for those who apply to the standard entry or the progressive route and the progressive management experience entry, the standard entry is 48 credits. It is a cohort-based and paced program, meaning that you will be working with other students in the course. Courses are paced, so there are end date and start and end dates. Typically, each 3 credit course is 8 weeks, so you do have to follow that schedule, but minus the commute, right? So again, you don't have to rush home to be in front of your computer at 6 p.m. Eastern time, for example, um, to learn and to do the program. You can do it anywhere, anytime, as long as you follow the schedules. For me, let me look at my notes here. Yeah, then you'll be interacting with other cohorts, such as people from different levels in your career, from managers, directors, CEO, with interesting diverse backgrounds in many different industry sectors, countries, and cultures. So this is what we do. We offer the peer-to-peer learning with academic coaches to help guide through the materials and through each course, but you don't have to commute to do this program. Which then leads us to the next benefit of the program, the global perspective of what you'll get from each course. So what that means is that due to the diversity of the student body and the quality of the academic coaches, you'll get a broader understanding of similar business issues, but maybe on a different lens, because you'll be interacting with senior managers or directors, such as yourselves, from non-for-profit organizations, from the military, from oil and gas, insurance and banking, and so on. And you'll be learning with each other on those issues and helping to solve or have a better understanding to solve those issues that is real life and is current, right? So you gain more exposure to other industries and styles of management. This can help in your career progression, or if you wish to pivot your career. Again, meeting those students in your virtual classrooms is actually very, very good. And also to have that practical degree. It is a practical course or degree where you can test out certain scenarios and get a return on investment um, pretty fast, because you are applying what you study to your workplace the very next day. So that is part of the global perspective of this program. Uh, pardon me. Doing this program online doesn't mean that you are working in a vacuum. You be part of a highly supported environment. We have dedicated teams such as our graduate enrollment advisors to help you with your course scheduling and course registrations, to the academic coaches who are always there to help you understand the materials, to the academic area managers who are in charge of those courses. To Marta, you have access to Marta, who's a program director, who is always there should you have any questions or need to reach out, right up to the dean of the faculty of business. So we are here for you, um, even though it is a virtual environment. So don't feel that you are alone. You will never be alone, because you are always surrounded with your cohorts, your coaches, and your academic experts and our admin staff here to support you. Okay, last but not least, you can tailor your own MBA. After completing phase 2 of the program, you have the options of selecting different streams. In phase 3, we will talk about it a bit later about those streams. And lastly, you can also choose capstone in the last phase of the program to help you tailor your journey to your own objectives and your own needs. Okay, so that is the fundamental of the benefits of the program. So now we always have the questions like, how does it work, right? So again, I just want to really focus on the fact that it is an asynchronous delivery method or model to the program. So you're never required to be online at any particular time, as long as you follow the set schedules that is given to you at the very first day of your course. So as long as you follow the deadline, the schedule of that, you'll be good. So that means that you can work anywhere, anytime. You can be in Canada, you can be in Asia or Africa, different time zones. You can still do this program with you as long as you follow the schedules. Each course have scheduled start and end dates with assignment deadlines, so they are paced, and you do the program one course at a time. Each course is 8 weeks for 3 credit, so you'll be focusing on one course at a time for the 8 weeks. You do have breaks between courses. And again, because this is an online program, you have access to the courses 24/7 as long as you have internet connection. Okay, so how does it work in terms of time commitment? On average, we recommend that you spend between 20 to 25 hours a week. That includes your reading, your discussions, your feedback to the questions that's asked to you, and all the work they have to do. So on average, 25 hours a week is what is recommended. You must be actively engaged in the online discussions, in the online forums, almost on a daily basis. So that can help you stay ahead in the work. And we don't recommend cramming on weekends. So this is more of a marathon than a sprint. So once you're in a course, we wish we really want you to follow the schedule and be engaged in the discussions, on an almost daily basis. I mean, you can take one day off, for example, on a Sunday or a Saturday, but after that, you do have to keep pace um, just so that you won't fall behind, right? So this is not an online MBA that you can wait until the weekends to do the work. That will not be successful for you. Pardon me. The program is a 2.5 years to 3 years, depending on how you get accepted into the program. Those who qualify for the accelerated or one of the profession designations route of entry, you can finish sooner, but on average, 2.5 to 3 years. As I mentioned, each course is 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 credits is 8 weeks with 1 to 2 week break in between courses. Some electives are 6 credits, which you can complete in 10 weeks. And we do have a capstone 6 credit, 10-week course at the end of the program. But you control when and where you do this program, as I mentioned, due to the asynchronous delivery. Okay, before we move on to the program structure, where you'll learn more about how the program structure looks like, I'm just going to pause here and see whether you have any questions. Feel free to type them on the chat box, or if you raise your hand, I can unmute your microphone and you can ask the questions directly. So I'm just going to pause here for a bit to make sure there's if any questions about what I've mentioned. This would be a good time. Okay, seeing none, I'm just going to keep going here. So the next few slides, I'm going to pass on to Marta, who's going to talk to you about the program structure. And this is very exciting. We introduced the new program structures in January. And so, yeah, this is something really exciting for us. So, Marta, over to you.
Thank you, Farid.
You're welcome.
All right, so this slide provides an overview of the new MBA program structure, which is organized into 4 main stages, as you can see from the picture here. So we begin with phase 1, which includes 15 credits of core courses. So this phase basically builds foundational knowledge, foundational business knowledge across key areas like marketing, accounting, operations, and organizational behavior. And it ensures that all students, regardless of their background, develop a common managerial toolkit. Then we move on to phase 2, which consists of 9 additional core credits, and it deepens students' analytical and strategic capabilities. So courses in phase 2 basically focus on managerial decision making, finance, and business analytics. So at this stage, students begin to integrate knowledge across disciplines. After completing phase 1 and at least one phase 2 course, students also receive their graduate diploma in management. Phase 3 includes 18 credits of electives and allows for specialization. Students can choose from streams like IT and digital strategy, organizational behavior and leadership, technology, innovation and operations, and finance, economics, and banking. There is also one last stream, as you can see from the picture. It's the customizable stream. So basically, you can tailor your program based on your career goals. You can pick the courses that you prefer. And finally, the program culminates in a 6-credit capstone project. This is at the applied component of the MBA, where students can choose between options such as a research project, a consultancy project, an applied project, or a simulation. So overall, you can see that the structure moves from foundational knowledge to specialization and finally to application, ensuring that both academic depth and practical relevance are there. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we can see the first 2 phases of the MBA program, which together build the core foundation of the degree. Starting with phase 1, as I said before, these are 15 credits. So phase 1 consists of an orientation and 5 core courses. The objective here is to provide a solid grounding in general management fundamentals. Moving to phase 2, we can see 3 more specialized courses that build on the foundations from phase 1 and focus more on analytical and strategic decision-making skills. So each course in phase 1 and phase 2 is 3 credits and runs over 8 weeks. They are delivered fully asynchronously, which provides a lot of flexibility for working professionals especially. As I said before, one important milestone to highlight here is that after completing all phase 1 courses and at least one course in phase 2, students may apply to receive their graduate diploma in management. So this provides a flexible exit point for those who may not wish to complete the full MBA, or you can continue and complete the program. Next slide, please. Thank you. So here we can see phase 3. Students complete 18 credits of electives, and this can be taken as either 3 credit courses over 8 weeks or 6 credit courses over 10 weeks. So phase 2 offers some flexibility in pacing too. Courses are delivered in different formats, including fully online and in-residence options, allowing students to choose what best fits their schedule and learning preferences. A key feature, I would say, of this phase is that electives are grouped into specialized streams, as I said before. So IT and digital strategy, organizational behavior, innovation and operations, finance, and a customizable stream. So let's take a look at them in greater detail. Next slide, please. So here you can see a more detailed view of the elective courses that we offer in phase 3. They are organized by stream, and the first one, IT and digital strategy. Here students can explore topics like information technology, digital transformation, artificial intelligence in business, and cybersecurity. So this is a stream that's particularly relevant for those interested in digital innovation and tech-driven organizations. The second stream is strategy, organizational behavior, and leadership. This one focuses more on developing managerial and leadership capabilities. So courses here cover areas like organizational change, strategic analysis, international business, leadership development, and also preparing for future workplace challenges. The third stream is technology, innovation, and operations. This one emphasizes operational excellence and innovation. So it's for students who are interested in topics like services management, innovation strategy, global supply chains, artificial intelligence, and project management. And finally, we have the finance, economics, and banking stream, where the focus is more on financial decision-making and economic analysis. And courses include corporate finance, financial markets and risk management, fintech and sustainability, and applied macroeconomics. So these are the 4 main streams, but we also offer the option of a customizable stream, as I said before. So here you can select the electives across the streams that better align with your individual career goals. So as you can see, overall, this structure provides flexibility across the areas. And basically, it allows students to design a learning path that fits their professional objectives. Next slide, please. Thank you. So after completing your coursework, you can move into the capstone project, which is the final 6-credit component of the program. This is highly applied experience where students can choose from different options, such as a primary business research project, consultancy project, applied project, and simulation. The goal of the capstone basically is to integrate everything that you have learned throughout the program and to apply it to a real-world business challenge. So the first option is the primary business research project. It's more academically oriented, and it involves conducting a scholarly investigation using primary data. The second option is the consultancy project. It's highly practical because students work directly with a real organization. Basically, they act as consultants to solve a specific business problem. The third option is the applied project, where students apply existing theories and frameworks to real-world business situations. And finally, we have the simulation, where students manage a virtual company over a set period, and then they reflect on their decisions and outcomes. So overall, you can see that the capstones are designed to bring everything together. So they allow students to apply their knowledge in a way that aligns with their career direction, whether it is more academic, practical, or experiential.
Okay, oops. Okay, thank you, Marta.
Thank you.
Thank you for that overview. I'm just going to go and see if there's any questions on what Marta had mentioned. Um, Again, there's a lot of information here in this presentation, so I understand if nothing comes up yet, but that's okay. We can always answer your questions at a later time, should they have any. Can we just give it one more second here? All right, seeing none, we're just going to continue. I'm going to pass to Shannon, who's going to talk to you about the admission requirements, the application package, and details about the process of your MBA applications for the Athabasca University's MBA program. Okay, Shannon, over to you. Here we go.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so here are the different pathways that you can apply to the MBA program. So the first would be if you have an undergraduate degree from an accredited post-secondary institution, along with at least 3 years of management experience. The second would be if you come to us with a professional designation that we recognize, along with at least 5 years of management experience. And we have a list of about 22 of those designations. So you can see that on our website. Examples of designations would be like the CPA or the PEng or the supply chain management professional designation. So again, you can visit the list and see which ones we recognize. The third would be if you come to us just based on your management experience alone. So you'd have to be able to demonstrate that you have at least 8 years of substantial management experience. And the management experience can include managing either people, projects, or budgets, or a combination of these. Okay, and we do not require a GMAT to apply to our program. Next. All right, we do have another pathway, and this would be for folks that hold an undergraduate business degree. So we have the accelerated route of entry, and the requirements are very specific. So your undergraduate business degree must be completed within the past 10 years. You must have a GPA of 3.0 or higher for the last 60 credits taken. Again, along with at least 3 years of management experience. Now, if you're accepted into this pathway, this is a 30 credit program, so it certainly reduces the time and the tuition for the MBA program. If you do feel that you meet these requirements, I would encourage you to visit the frequently asked questions about the accelerated entry because there is some more details there available. Okay. All right, so a little bit of information about the application package. So your application package must include a comprehensive resume, and this is where you're going to highlight your management experience. We also require a 1,000-word essay, and you would be responding to 4 questions in the essay. We also require 3 letters of reference. So you have an option of submitting 3 professional or 3 business reference letters or 1 academic and 2 business reference letters. And if you're applying with a undergraduate degree, we do require the official transcripts from your university to be sent to us directly. Or if you're applying with a professional designation, we do require the letter of good standing from that organization. There is an online application form and a non-refundable application fee as well. And also, if you are applying with an international degree, just keep in mind that we do require your degree to be officially assessed. So we do have more information on that on our website. You do want to make sure that you allow time for that to happen because that can take a bit of time to get that officially assessed. We do have an upcoming application webinar workshop. So we would encourage you, if you're considering an application, to join us on May 14th. It's a comprehensive step-by-step on putting your application together. And we also will have, I believe, I can't remember, Fried, who's going to be joining us that day for the webinar, but
It will be Marta, Shannon. You'll be
Marta.
Marta.
Marta will
Yeah.
be joining us. Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity to ask questions about the application process. All right, and as Fareed mentioned earlier, we do have 3 intakes every year. So every January, May, and August. Our next intake is August, with an application deadline of June the 15th. And Fareed can let me know if there's any specific questions about the admission requirements or the application package.
Uh, Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for that
Yeah.
information.
All right.
Okay, I don't see any questions right now, so we can keep going here. Thank you, Shannon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so that is pretty much the main part of our presentation. The next part of this presentation is to just talk more about a few things about the program, such as accreditation and why it matters. So again, just to emphasize that we are an AASB accredited university. We also have accreditations from Government of Alberta, the Campus of Alberta Quality Council, or CACQ, and we are one of the 4 universities in Alberta with the Comprehensive Academic and Research Universities Accreditation, or CARU. And why accreditation is important is because should you wish to continue your academic journey to a DBA or PhD program in the future, it's important to know that your MBA is coming from an accredited university, because that can help in your application to those PhD or DBA programs in the future. It can also help in your student aid application. And also, last but not least, employer recognition, because accreditation is important, because there's so many different programs out there. So you do want to know that your program that you're doing is fully accredited, such as our MBA program. One key accreditation is the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business, or AACSB. It is an international accreditation body. Only 6% of the top business schools have this accreditation, so that's important to know. Okay, I'm just going to carry on here. I see a question that just came up, but I'll answer that question when we come to the Q&A section. In terms of financing your MBA program, there are many options out there. You may want to look at into, if you're in Canada, if you're a Canadian citizen, there are some provinces that allow the Canada Job Grant Program, although that is dependent on the province. So you may want to do a bit more research on that. A lot of our students do the program by the self-financing options, such as you can withdraw money from your RSP under the lifelong learning plan, or taking out a student line of credit from banks such as Royal RBC or TD Bank. Employee sponsorship is also an option, and we do have some great talking points on our website on how to approach your employer about sponsoring your MBA program, either through monetary, PD days, etc. And there's also lots of scholarships and awards out there that you can apply while you're in the program. We do encourage for you to do a bit more research on that, because it is possible to apply to as many scholarships and awards and bursaries that you can get your hands on. So if you want to know more about the background of tuition and fees, feel free to visit our website. All the links you see on the slides are linkable to the website for more information. Okay, so what does it mean to be an AU MBA student? Here's some of the points that we mentioned earlier. Time commitment, on average 25 hours a week. Flexibility of the program, the asynchronous delivery is very, very important for those who are working full time, who have maybe family commitments but still need to pursue the MBA for your own career goals. The flexibility is important. 3 intakes a year is also very key, whereby you don't have to wait, either the fall or spring sessions to start your MBA. You can start your MBA, almost every quarter with us. So that's very important to know. The peer-to-peer learning, I mean, that's why, the MBA is important, where you actually connect with other students, connect to their network and learn from each other, right? So that is um, very important in an MBA program. And our MBA program, you can tailor your MBA in phase 3 and phase 4, as Marta mentioned earlier, to customize to your needs and educational goals. Again, you can find out more information about this by clicking on the link on the slide. I just want to briefly talk about our partnerships. We do have significant partnerships with the Canadian College of Health Leaders. So for those of you who are in healthcare profession in Canada, you can receive your CHE designation after doing our MBA program. So the Canadian College of Health Leaders do recognize our MBA and can provide you transfer credits to their Certified Health Executive um, designation program. So that's definitely a benefit. So for those who are listening who have a CPA designation, you will receive transfer credits in our MBA program. So that's definitely another benefit for those who pardon me, for those who have the CPA designation in good standing from Canada. That is also very helpful. And last but not least, if you have the Supply Chain Management Professional designation, SCMP, pardon me, you will also receive credits in our program. And for those who are looking to obtain their Supply Chain Management Professional designation, the SCMA or Supply Chain Canada Association do grant transfer credits to their program from our MBA. So it's a two-way street for the supply chain management. Before we wrapped up here, I just want to point out at Athabasca University, as a general information for the university, we do offer accessibility services, mental health and wellness services, financial aid and awards um, um, department, and also learning support. Should you need all this support, we are here for you once you are in the program. Again, to reiterate, we're currently accepting applications for the August 2026 or fall cohort, and the application deadline is June 15th. As Shannon mentioned, we are hosting another special MBA application webinar on May 14th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you are interested in applying for the August 2026 cohort, I'll encourage for you to listen into that application webinar as well, because that's where we'll get a bit deeper into the application process and the application requirements. So that is something that you may want to be tuning into. And we always say that start your application as soon as you can, because sometimes it can take a while to gather the documents that is required. So if you're interested, please let us know. I'm not sure if you qualify. Feel free to send us your resume for a pre-assessment. My team, Shannon and I, and our other colleague Erin, are not on the MBA committee, but we can definitely provide you feedback and guidance. So feel free to send us your resume at fb-business@athabascau.ca. Again, our email is fb-business@athabascau.ca. Okay, I see here we have a few questions coming up. I'm just going to go one by one here. First question is, I'm from Pakistan, graduate, have my IQAS equivalency and recent transcript, so is that enough? Yes, so if you have your IQAS equivalency, that's what you have to submit, including your transcript. So that's the first step. The answer is yes. IQAS, we do recognize IQAS equivalency. So you're, pardon me, you're ahead of the game there, because sometimes I know the equivalency can take some time. So if you already have it, that's great. If someone exit after phase 1 and 2, can we come back to, pardon me, just give me 1 minute. Another question here is, if you decided to take a pause in your program after phase 1 and phase 2, yes, you can always come back to continue. We do require that you come back within a certain time frame, because we it is required that you do um, be enrolled in at least one course to be in an active student status. So that's important to know. But yes, you can come back at any time after phase 2 or phase 1, but within a reasonable time, because you have up to 5 years to complete the MBA program. So normally it takes 2.5 to 3 years, but if you need to take a break, you have up to 5 years. But you do have to come back in a reasonable time to complete the program, and usually that's about a year or so. So keep that in mind. List of recognized institute. Where can we find? I'm not sure what you mean by recognized institute. Is recognized professional designations, as Shannon mentioned. But that is if you're applying with a professional designation that we recognize. If you're applying with an undergraduate degree and 3 years of management experience, then you do not need to worry about the list of recognized institution. Let me see if I can go there. I think I can. Let me go here. See whether I can pull up the list. But this is only for professional designations. If you're applying from Route 1, then you don't have to worry about that list. So here's is only for those professional designation, and this is all the list of accepted designations. It's on our website as well. Okay, let me go back to the next question here. Okay, time frame to come back. Shannon, do we know what is the time if they take a break? When do they have to come back?
Yeah.
Please,
Well,
thank you.
as you mentioned, to remain an active student, you do have to take a course within a calendar year.
Yes,
If you don't do that, if you take a longer break, uh, you may be required to submit some more documents
yes.
to start up again. So I'm not sure. I don't.
Yeah, I
I,
think yeah, you're right. Because if it's more than a year, you may have to resubmit your resume, for example, to be
yeah,
able to be back in the program. So, which is why it's
yeah,
important to be enrolled in at least one course in a calendar year.
yeah,
So that's the requirement. Okay.
yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Should you have any questions, yeah, again, feel free to send us an email. Be more than happy to answer those emails or get more information for you. That's for sure. Okay, before we wrapped up, I just maybe want to turn to Marta. Do you have any advice or last words that you want to share with our listeners today, Marta?
Not really. If there are any questions, I can answer.
Yeah, I think all the questions were already asked about the phase 1 and phase 2 and the equivalency. So that's good.
I think
Thank
the
you,
most
Marta.
exciting, yeah, just last note that the most exciting part of our MBA is the capstone, right? It's the most
Hmm.
experiential, hands-on. So you should look into that, especially if you want to, work for an organization. We partner with Alberta Innovates. So we are in contact with a very wide network of organizations and companies. So that's very interesting. You should look into that.
Great. Thank you so much, Marta.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time. And so, yeah, so that comes to the end of the presentation. So again, should you have any questions, feel free to email us at excuse me, fb-business@athabasca.ca. You can also book an appointment with us. Shannon and I and Erin, we are in Mountain Time, Alberta time. Pardon me. So feel free to book with an appointment, a one-on-one appointment with one of us. We'll be more than happy to help you out. Again, you can also call us at toll free 1-800-788-9041, extension 6189. Again, our toll free number is 1-800-788 9041, extension 6189. We also have information on our social media, so feel free to follow us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook. So we have lots of information there as well. But feel free to email to us, and we are here to help you. So don't be shy. Okay. So seeing no more questions, I think we can end our session today. So thank you again for your time and for tuning in. We're always glad to see that you're here, and have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye for
everyone.
now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.